Hi, everybody. I don't know if it looks a little different the way the camera shows it. I know the lighting's a little different because I'm on a different computer on my Microsoft Surface. I may be doing a live stream on Saturday night with Mad Dodge, one of these libertarian um, channel vloggers. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little about some of the themes that we've been talking about lately. No particular order. The first, it's a little close to home. I got a message earlier today from a friend who shared a video from the school that I used to go to, where I happen to have 2 degrees from there. I have a bachelor's and a master's, both in mechanical engineering. And I don't really talk about my college anymore because I don't really identify. I mean, it's not really like I had much of an identity there with the college. I mean, it was really a commuter school. It's not the same as people who spend 4 years at, I have somebody at work, Penn State, I think for 4 years. People remember their alma mater in many of those cases when they're living there and they're actually part of the community. I went to Cleveland State, which was not that engaged of a school at the time, even though they have these flyers that go around that say engaged learning. That was their slogan. We do engaged learning, whatever the fuck that meant. And I'm going to share with you the page if I can get it to work. It's a little slower on this Surface Pro, but bear with me for a second. It says here, CSU students protest anti-LGBTQ flyer and CSU President Berkman. And then you can even see this video here, which I don't think you're going to get the sound. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. So this is the mild version. I don't think you can hear it.
Did the 10 minutes of research that I did when I found out about those posters, then you would have seen that these posters originate from a blog called Factional Solutions for the West, which is a personal blog on ironmarch.com, a white supremacy forum. If you had done the 10 minutes of research that I did, then you would know that the statement defending these posters in the name of free speech is defending white supremacy. Also, they talk about continually talk about free speech. Incitement is not protected speech under the First Amendment. Inciting someone to violence is self-harm.
Okay, I don't think you guys could hear that, but the man on the left is administrator for President Ronald Berkman. That's not Berkman himself. He's kind of this old, fat, white guy he was always a kind of a jolly fella. I never actually saw him in person. I think he spent most of his time basically running up dinner tabs and driving back and forth to Columbus. But he was never an asshole to people, so far as I know. And the people that were berating him are mostly, you can see from the image, you can see 1, 2, and I believe 2 black people, 1 Indian person, and I don't know the person in the middle what she is. But for the most part, this was a group of white students that went up to the president's office, and they went and harassed this guy, and for an even longer time, one of the other administrators there. And I'll tell you what, as somebody, I went to that school for about 5 years, and to me, it shows a real erosion in the quality of the school. Even from that time, and that's saying something. It was pretty bad back then too, in terms of quality of the education. But we didn't have people throwing hissy fits all the time over, graffiti or people putting flyers up. every year there was this group of Christian fundamentalists that would come to this school, and um, they would get into small scraps with the people that were there, the SJWs that were there. But I'm bringing this to illustrate that the Evergreen campus mentality, what we've been um, observing at Evergreen State College and at Mizzou and at other colleges, is not going to stop at these 4-year, these 4-year institutions that are mostly, hold on, for some reason, even though mine is connected, I'm connected to battery, it's saying that the battery is running low. But it's connected to the wall. What the hell is going on here? I'm hoping we don't have to abort here. So anyway, yeah, we'll see how this works. I can stream with the way it is. My other computer is acting like a piece of shit right now. But anyway, yeah, that's the way it's gone. People thought for a long time that this type of mentality would stay on college campuses. Technically, it's still on a college campus in this case, but when you're going to schools that traditionally are not bastions of this social justice mentality, where there's just less resources for them to leech off of, typically there's ways to get around it. We went to, me and all my friends, we went there for in my case 5 years, but other people, they were there for 4 or 5 years. It was never much racial tension in the engineering building. I mean, once in a while you'd hear people talk shit to each other, that's the way it was. In fact, we used to have a group that I used to call the United Nations of Racism, and we'd have, I had my redneck friend, let's just call him Jake, pseudonyms, and my Ukrainian friend, let's call him Borat, for lack of a better one. Okay, let's call him Boris, because otherwise, if I keep calling him Borat, I'm gonna burst out laughing. But and then we'd have all types of people there that we were just talking shit to each other round the clock, just racist jokes at each other. The Lebanese kids would tell Italian jokes, and the Indian kids. I mean, it was pretty much the best situation that you could have. You had a diverse population of people. That I always used to marvel that at the engineering school you had African immigrants. You did have a lot of people from India and Pakistan as well. You had people basically from all over the ethnic spectrum. Okay, India, the Arab world. Holy shit! What the fuck is going on here? I don't know what the hell is this thing is doing. Yeah, so in order for something like this to happen, you have to understand that we've allowed this cultural rot to keep going for a long time on these college campuses. You've had, and I used to see it there. There was all these protests for nothing about bullshit about the president's house, the president of the college. Why does he get a free house or whatever? And why do we have to pay for the free house? Well, unfortunately, the students don't get to choose that. It's up to the state. And this was a college that was one of the most affordable ones in the state. I'm just going to see if there is anybody on the comments, even though it doesn't really matter. Silence that. Yeah, it took a long time for this to happen, but I was waiting for it to happen. I was waiting for something like this to happen, where I could say, you see, this isn't just confined to campuses, in the most liberal enclaves in the country. I guess Cleveland is a pretty liberal city, but Cleveland State was never a very liberal college. It was mostly, just people that were going there to get their careers done. Is there still no sound, Mad Dodge? I know there was no sound with the video, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, good. Thanks, man. By the way, Mad Dodge is, I think he was originally, I think we met through the Zero Cools channel. That's another cool. Or he's not even called the Zero Cool anymore, Dade Murphy. So, yeah, welcome back. We've been chatting for a while, and I just want to say that I think that when you have this degree of decay in the college environment, we're in for a very rough ride. Most of the STEM students, by the way, you should know, when I was going there, were coming from overseas. There was like a local contingent from the Catholic schools and a few from public schools. Like there was a charter school that sent people. The vast majority of people that came for careers in engineering, especially, came from India and from the Arabian Peninsula, and those guys kind of brought the whole system to a standstill because they were constantly cheating on everything. Yeah, we're in a horrible situation as far as that. So yeah, that's the Evergreen situation at my college. Now another thing that's going